But insanely steep seat angle and stupidly low bottom bracket height. Certainly won't suit everybody on all types of riding, but if you're all about getting steezy on the steeps, both up and down, or getting away with getting as sideways and as low as possible through the turns, then this Stif Squatch is absolutely freaking perfect.
My name's Guy Kesteven and I've been a professional bike and kit tester for nearly 25 years. But the bike I'm live ride reviewing today is one I've been waiting to have a go on the production version of for nearly 3 years, because I'm finally introducing the brand new Stif Squatch steel framed 29er trail bike. So Stif Morf, one of the outstanding steel hardtails ever made. Super agile, super poppy, with this amazing steel tube set that gave it unparalleled sort of spring and life in its ride, even against, you know, proper top end named pipe work. And that same tube set with a few tweaks is what gets used on Squatch. So it's a mix of triple, double, single butted main tubes, but they're externally swaged, they're internally swaged, and super flattened seat stays for a proper leaf spring effect too. It's named after Squatch from Stif, Big Al, a really tall dude who's always wanted a 29er Morf, and he's finally got one. But it's not just any 29er. This is proper radical in terms of particularly how low they've slung that bottom bracket. I mean, it is a crazy low height, about 290 mil, which is a proper, you know, pedaling impediment in some situations. If it's steppy or rutted, you're going to be smashing pedals all the time. But the stability through turns that you get as a result, and just general stability, is just outrageous. And then you got 64-degree head angle, 78-degree seat angle, and that's on the tallest bike in the tallest, you know, seat height. So, you know, if you run your seat slightly lower, it's going to be even steeper than that. And, you know, as you can see, still pop that BB over logs when you need to, but then you've got that super short 430mm back end to still give that excellent pop, agility and life. And then with the spring of this steel tubes there, oh, this is a proper slithery, whippy, but really confident yet playful mix. It's all the different wonderful things about a steel bike, it really is. So just over 14 kilos with pedals and that really steep 78 seat tube angle and that recon tyre on the rear and 430mm stays, keeping that back end really tight. It's definitely not afraid to go and get some on the climbs. Properly agile, you know, responsive pedaling bikes, and there's tons of traction and poise as well. But obviously the reason you buy a steel hardtail and suck up a bit of that weight compared to a carbon or alloy bike is frame feel. And I have to say, already this Squatch just feels proper fantastic in the front end. Really, just, I'm deliberately kind of like bouncing it off sections of the trail just to kind of preload it, get that spring in. Just feels superb, loads of grip from that little bit of compliance, but mostly just a real joyful kind of spring and energy. Oh, this is proper play bike still, even though you've got those, you know, bigger, smoother 29er wheels, and there is still going to be a 27.5 Morf with updated angles, you know, more longer reach, slacker front end, but it's this Squatch 29er that has been the one that everybody's been asking after. Just that extra roll and smoothness of those bigger 29er wheels, and they've really, you know, maxed that out with 2.6 inch tyre clearance thanks to those little cylindrical 12 bore inserts on the head of the chainstay, just letting them get that tyre right in there against the bespoke curved seat tube. So you've got Pike Ultimate fork, you've got 2.6 wide tyre Minion DHF, and you just feel so centered on the bike. This is just an absolute single track joy. Whether you're looking for, you know, a simpler hardtail to replace your big enduro bike, or just wanting a trail all-rounder with progressive angles and great value and great ride feel for the money. Well, any money. You know, people are always asking about Agro 29 hardtails on the site, and I've been hoping this bike would deliver because it had so much potential being based on the Morf, and it's a really practical bike as well. Fully external cables and hoses apart from the dropper post, ISCG mounts for chain guide, fully replaceable dropouts both sides. So, you know, it's a really easy bike to live with. And as well as this top spec bike with SRAM GX and a Pike Ultimate, and fully loaded with top end Berg Tech, including platform pedals included in the price, you know, which is a beautifully rare thing. And you got these ride wide bars, Berg Tech full production spec, so nice forgiving flowing cockpit to match the rest of the ride character of the bike. Just carry that spring all the way through to these Greg Minar Berg Tech grips. So you're also getting a more affordable version with SRAM NX, and you still get a ton of Berg Tech on that. You're still getting that double-ended Berg Tech axle on the rear and the stiff Berg Tech top cap. You know, it's a proper stop and stare features on both bikes. Just feels awesome, even on trails that normally absolutely punish a hardtail. So good to finally get on the production version, especially as they've taken all the most radical experiments they made in development and carried them through to production. I mean, that's a ballsy move, and the result is a seriously ballsy bike. I mean, there's a whole load of fantastic options in this category, but if you really want to get a ride that's properly out there in terms of smoothness and angles, well, this is the one, folks. Absolutely. Well, this Squatch is using its big foot to be a proper ass kicker in the Agro 29er steel hardtail category. There is no doubt the wait has been worth it. This Squatch is an absolute steel plumbed pleasure. Proper joy to ride. So, thanks to Stif for providing the sample bike ahead of its launch. Thanks to them for supporting the video and kind of, you know, just some interesting conversations over the years while they've been developing. Thanks massively to my Patreon supporters who pledge a small amount of money a month to help with the upkeep of the channel, and they get exclusive, extended, behind the scenes cuts and sort of a higher level of shopping and tech advice if they want it. Most of all, thanks to you guys for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Make sure you watch the Tech Talk video. I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kes TV, talking about the brand new Stif Squatch. Steel framed, super progressive, swing low sweet chariot, steel trail hardtail.